And welcome to NasCanucks, presented by Vibraprint, your NASCAR podcast with a Canadian spin. I'm Ben. He's Doug. I look very dark. I just realized that. Sure, you're really bright for once, and I'm in the dark.
Whoa. I'm the one that comes up with crap on this show. I'm the bright one all the time.
No. Beg to differ. I've predicted 4 winners this season. You've predicted 2. Did you freeze, or are you just pouting?
It's probably we got a nice.
You froze, like just looking pissed off, and I'm like, "Wait, you're frozen? You pouting? What are you doing here?"
Wait till the news section. We've got 4 things, 3 things that you may not have heard about anywhere else, that you won't have heard about anywhere else. You're gonna hear here first. And another thing that just the news broke about an hour ago.
Ooh, sweet. Oh, there we are. And yeah, I definitely have to order those new lights off the Jungle website. Anywho's, on to race weekend, Labor Day weekend. What does that mean? Darlington, Southern 500 weekend. Is it a throwback? Well, it is for Rick Ware Racing because they're too cheap to reskin the cars, I noticed. Other than that, although I will say, just as a preview, Denny Hamlin's Cup scheme, I kept thinking that was Derek Cope out there in 1990 all race. It looked like that Purelator number 10 at a quick glance. So one of those weird weekends where we don't have the opening band, wasn't the Truck Series for once.
Nope.
We had Nationwide kicking off the weekend on Saturday.
Who?
Nationwide? Xfinity. Same thing. Busch Series. The Grand Nationals. Yeah, them. I hear they're running V8s now. Could be breaking news. We don't know. Oh, there he is. All right, he's back. He's putting in the earbud.
I'm back.
All right. So the Xfinity Series, presented by Xfinity.
We're not this old.
No, you're much older.
Yeah.
You're older than the series. Oh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah. The series only started officially in 82 because we don't consider the Sportsman's. Apparently, that doesn't exist. We can look at pre-Winston when they ran 1,500 races a year. Oh, those stats count, but these ones don't.
So,
sure. All right. On to the Xfinity Series. Last race cut off before the playoffs start.
Was it? No, they got one more, don't they?
Oh, they got another one still? Christ, I don't know. You're right. I don't know.
No, they did because, or is there 2 more?
Yeah, because of sure.
Could be 2 more.
All right. So we had a full field ish, kind of 39, I think. Not bad. Bunch of guys gunning, make their name at Darlington. We had Denny Hamlin in the field, so I already went. There's your lock. That's like picking Tony Stewart in the Xfinity Series at Daytona back in the day.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Well, is it gonna happen? I just flaked on who won. No, it didn't happen. That's right.
It did not happen. I wish it did.
Yeah. Highlights of the race. We had AJ Allmendinger early lead and just kind of was gapping the field, and I went, "Whoa, Doug! Darlington's one of those tracks. You don't feed the onions to the car all the time. You just ease into it."
Hey, Keith.
Isa and my sister was in here earlier, but she's not back. So, hello, sis, if you're back. And we got to see the little pop up. One of those usually it's Joey Logano. I like to drive fast. No, it wasn't one of those. It was, hey AJ, give us a lap around Darlington, and he's like, well, I'm pretty confident going into 1, and by the time I come out at 2, I don't know how to run turn 1 or 2. He's pretty good on the straightaway, he said.
Straightaway's down, Pat.
And he felt confident going into 3.
Good, that's good, yep.
But by middle of turn 4, he realized he just messed turn 3 right up, which screwed up turn 4 as well. So really, he was just hoping to follow Denny around. Yeah. He was more than happy, but that wasn't the case. And few guys running around up at the front there, like say AJ Allmendinger, not Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin. Harrison Burton intermittently.
Yeah.
I'll say he does pretty well at Darlington for the most part.
Yep.
He set the first note of that. You know what? You can pass people on the outside in 1 and 2, and all the veterans that are up in the booth still, which was kind of neat having Ricky Carmichael in the booth.
Well, he was taking Junior's spot.
Yes, for whatever reason. But yeah, it was nice. Except at first I was like, Ricky who? Because I missed who the Ricky was at the start for whatever reason. And I was like, Stenhouse? Because it sounds like the guy was about 5'0" in the booth.
Well, what confused the hell out of me was they kept telling me how you're a motocross driver, you racer, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Did he not race Xfinity for like a couple drinks?
Well, a cup of coffee, maybe a tall coffee, but yeah.
He was in the 4.
Yes, I want to say a partial season, but it might have been a full season, or maybe
I know
he ran trucks too. He ran trucks and Xfinity
with the Monster Energy sponsorship.
He basically brought Monster Energy in because I think Kyle was just finishing up with NOS Energy at the time.
Yes,
and then
yes.
Did Ricky drive for KBM possibly?
Good. He drove the 4. Yes, he did.
Well, there we are then.
Drove the 4.
Right. Well, yeah, but I wasn't sure because he's used that number in a variety of disciplines.
Well, I think that's why he was in the 4.
That's how they ended up having the 4 essentially.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
he was good in the booth. Humble, he always has been. I thought he did a good job. I enjoyed having me in the booth, and Jeff Burton and him got along well. It seemed to be the Jeff and Ricky show for the most of the other guys. Just kind of laid back.
Same height, they could look eye to eye.
Well, yeah, Both of them get a little high pitched at times. So. Yep. So unfortunately, due to a series of events, there was a late restart or two. And we ended up with a knucklehead in Victory Lane that feels like he deserved to be. Oh, well, it was just a matter of time.
You know what? Cut it out with that overly dramatic freaking interview shit at the end all the time.
He thinks he's willpower. First of all, Doug, it's like, okay, if you're being interviewed on the front stretch at Charlotte, you got to look at that water tower over turn 2 all the time. Oh, yeah. And you don't even acknowledge the camera and the interviewer. And you just look off in the distance while talking away and with your hair helmet, you're not Darryl Waltrip in 1975, says the guy who likes retro stuff, but he ain't retro because he drinks those. What the hell? White Claws. Who drinks White Claws? No man drinks a White Claw. So I don't know if he cursed because I just fast forward. I just saw him do a.
Yeah, no, he was just. It was like even with the dramatic, like, dude, shut up.
Yeah,
shut up.
Exactly. Did he give his flag to a kid in the stands?
I'm not sure.
See, I didn't even bother watching, but he probably didn't because he's a dick. No, well, first of all, he's got to find a Greg.
Oh, well, yeah, but I was supposed to go to a friend's birthday back in Vegas, but I think I'm going to have to party here now. I'm going to have to miss that, But, like, shut up. You've got no friends.
Nobody cares. Like you have friends.
Not at all.
You have friends. He probably has a handful of hanger-ons that are spending his money as quick as he can make it, and that's probably okay. Yes. I don't have a problem with that because that's karma, biting him right in the ass. So yeah, Noah Gragson won the race, so he's in the playoffs for now. So yeah, there's that. So that brings us into Sunday with the trucks driving during the day. We are keeping an eye.
Well, just first, I know. I'll save it till later.
Okay. Well, we were keeping an eye. I was going to say on Stuart Friesen, who had a very busy weekend, having run Friday night on dirt, Saturday night on dirt, Sunday on a track that handles like dirt, and then in theory, right onto a plane on Sunday night. But
a fast plane he was,
and
taking.
Not back at Fonda, Michael Waltrip. Little thing called the Syracuse Nationals Labor Day weekend. It's kind of one of the biggest dirt races out there. At least the biggest in the Northeast. But apparently, because we're a Southern-based racing world, it's Eldora. Eldora is the best of all. Syracuse Mile. Big block modifieds. Just saying. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's fine. You can text me after the show. Jeez.
Okay, I thought that was
Demand. I'm in demand.
I thought that was my phone.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and the trucks again, full field. It's great to see. Man, can Chandler Smith find a horseshoe to shove up his ass? Because he needs one.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like he could be one of the first guys in a while to lose a ride over bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
So, and apparently we have a fan of the show down there. I'm pretty sure Sheldon Creed watches our show. Hey, Sheldon. And the reason I mentioned, and hey, Guitar Man 45.
Hey, yeah.
But Sheldon Creed, I think, watched the show because he got a bee in his bonnet. Because a few weeks ago, I just said, start engraving it now, Doug. John Hunter Nemechek has won this year's Truck Series. And he went, really?
Yeah.
Hold my Natty Light. He seems like the guy who might drink a Natty Light on occasion. And he's gone out, and I'm just going to cut to the chase because he's won the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, you win and you're in, and he's like, you're going to have to point your way in because I'm winning.
I think if Friesen could have got to second with a couple laps left, I think he could have had something.
I was going to say, you know, it's, dare I say, it's almost like being a Leafs fan, having a Canadian driver in a major racing series, because all of a sudden we're watching the winding down laps, and all of a sudden you think, is there a chance? You know, you get a little peek at a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Of course, it doesn't pan out because, you know, like a Leafs fan.
I really
all
I
I'm
have no
thinking
idea.
is, you know, we got like 20 laps left. He's got fresher tires than the guys in front of him, and it's Darlington, and he knows how to save tires. And I'm just thinking to myself, could it be one of those rare occasions like an eclipse when a Canadian wins a major race?
Mm-hmm.
But no, ended up third, like said, third. Looking really good in the points to transfer out of the first round. Which
I think he's.
I don't think he got out of the first round last year, didn't he? He actually did barely get into the playoffs last year.
I think so. Yeah,
but yeah,
I think he's sitting third or fourth right now in the standings.
Yes, he is, which is great to see. So, yeah, kudos, and with a couple short tracks coming up, assuming that they run the 2 short tracks coming up.
They are off. They're not in Richmond.
Okay.
I think. Don't quote me.
But are in Bristol.
They are running the Friday night at Bristol.
Cool. Which used to be a Wednesday night show.
Yeah, they used to do Wednesdays. Or are they gonna? I don't know anymore.
Yeah, because it used to be Wednesdays were trucks, Thursdays were modifieds,
Friday Xfinity, Saturday Cup. Right. Which, hey, they may go back to doing that. I don't know.
I don't know. After somebody brought up, you know, midweek racing on the Dale Jr. download is called it Porsche, went, that did not work. There were no ratings.
You know what? I'm thinking they could be Thursday night, just because I think it was Michael Waltrip that said Friday night. Oh. So it's Thursday.
Like he knows.
Yeah.
He knows how to hit walls at Bristol and gates. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sheldon Creed. Hey, Blackjack Guitar. Winner of 2 races. He's got some serious momentum behind him right now.
But it's like everyone says, that momentum will carry you to Phoenix, but then you gotta bring it at Phoenix.
Yeah, but if you're good at Darlington, chances are you're going to be good at Phoenix. Although,
True.
Who knows what the track configuration is at Phoenix? They change it every month.
Yep.
Like Darlington. Who paves one corner of a speedway?
And just the top groove.
Well, no, that was pretty much the racing surface because nobody uses down below. That's why it didn't need to be repaved, Doug. Nobody's driven there since 1962. Because remember, originally, actually, the apron is the track. That's all runoff. All that banking was runoff, so you could save your car from hitting the wall. Yeah, I was like, who does that? Like, that is the most. I expect to see that at a local track.
Yeah.
Oh, because it was only in the and you would think it was a local track. The way they left a curb at either end of the patch, you're going through 1 and 2, the most treacherous combination of corners in all NASCAR. Also, And then, oh, okay, this is a different grip level. And just as you're coming out, you're getting all loose because it's coming out of turn 2 at Darlington, the toughest corner in NASCAR. Donk. And it caught a few people, right, Michael McDowell?
Anyway, more on that later.
Well, Doug, he already said, I just got to win one of the next 2 races and I'm into the next round.
Oh yeah, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
You've only won 1 in 14 years, but hey, that's easy to do.
Yeah. I thought you would like that. So yes.
Hey, she's here.
Cup Series. So hey, there's Sis is back.
So I didn't get a chance to say it before, but Darlington, my second favorite track that I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
It was I think I've only been there the once. Slept through the Busch race, but it's still
not the first time you slept through a race.
No. Actually, no. It was the first time I slept through a race.
That was the first time you slept through a race in person.
Yes. Yeah. But not the last time I've done that. But anyway, yeah. But no, I just the whole layout there, the whole atmosphere there, I loved it. It's like out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy of mine lives about 10 miles from the track. I think, he said Columbia.
Yeah, I camped. You can actually see where I camped. It was right outside turn 4. But yeah.
So yeah, that brings us into the main event, the grand old lady there, Darlington, with the Southern 500. I don't know, the 75th. I don't know at this point. Something like that. Coming up on. But crown jewel race, no matter how much NASCAR tries to screw it up. They tried. I noticed they moved the choose thing over because you couldn't see it for the choose your lane. And, and there, time for the rant. Yes. Okay, you work your way up through the racing ranks, Doug. As you got your engineering degree, you become a crew chief in Winston Cup, Nextel Cup, Sprint Cup, NASCAR Cup. I don't know what it's called these days. You're a Cup crew chief. Why are you on the phone with a guy sitting in the conference room at, say, RCR headquarters, where they got the machine going, tick, 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 oh, choose the outside line, tick, 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 choose the inside line. The computer says choose the inside line. Really? Because I just watched 14 guys ahead of me choose the outside. So, yes, I could start on the front row from 15th. There's a reason. Computers don't know. They don't know. They don't feel the weather, the driver, Stop it. Just stop it with the sims and all that crap. How about, I don't know, practice. Testing. Oh, what a concept. There's a lot of tracks around the Charlotte area you could all test at. Rockingham, North Wilkesboro.
Oh, don't get started on that shit. Anyway.
Bring back testing. Hell, bring back qualifying motors just to piss off the owners.
Yeah.
Because that's where the best motors were, Doug. Hey, let's try this. I think it'll hold together for 2 laps. It's like, whoa! Where did you get that extra 75 horsepower?
Mm-hmm. So we start off the race, and it becomes, let's see how many teammates we can take out at a time.
Yes. Everyone was told to be very aware. It's Darlington. It's a tricky track. So be aware. What they didn't say is be extra aware of your own damn teammates.
Yes.
This should be a standard monthly memo at Hendrick Motorsports since 1988.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, they forgot. And, CC Rick Ware Racing while you're at it. Yes, they seem to be trending in that.
Two weeks in a row.
Yeah. Now, granted, we're junking all the cars at the end of the year, and, Steve Letarte had to make, Hendrick Motorsports is still building brand new cars just for this season.
More on that later.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Rick. Dump your money. Don't care. Kyle Larson doesn't need a new chassis. Pick any out of the fleet. He seems to do well in anything. So.
So the 24 and the 48 got into it together.
Yes.
And then the 9 then took out the right rear tire of the 53 Rick Ware racing car as he's going out of the pits to to take himself out for the
Yep.
first time. But yeah, just
Yep. And then we had Kyle Busch take himself out, basically, because he came down and basically took himself out.
Yep.
And haters are hating because one, yeah, he was speeding down pit road or still maintaining pit road speed while turning left through the pylons, which, yeah, take it a little wider there, Kyle. But he did not care, and maybe they do need to put a horn in because the whistle guy, I think, swallowed his whistle when he was getting bombarded with pylons.
I did hear someone call in this afternoon tonight when I was listening. They said they were there. They were right out in front of pit road. He's not a Kyle Busch fan,
right?
But they were watching it, and Kyle actually slowed down. So he was not actually speeding. It looked, because he's just showing like a 3-second clip on TV.
It's a very confined area.
Yes.
I felt bad for the poor bastard that was coming back from the Goodyear trailer with the full set of tires on the dolly, because that outweighs him. And he went, oh, no. Well, you're going to hit him, Kyle.
And okay, and we'll get off the race for a second here, but we've both been on pit road like that in the garage.
Yeah. Joe Nemechek came in pretty damn hot and damn near ran over my big toe once.
Yes, but that's the thing. You were told, keep your head on a swivel. You were just there as a guest. These other guys are doing their job. Get your ass out of the way if you see someone, because I've seen it. I had to get my ass out of the way because way back when Allgaier ran Cup, there's three exits on the pit road in Charlotte. There's one at turn 1.
Yes.
For the Cup guys.
To the Cup garage.
It's the Cup garage. At turn 1.
No, then there's one in the middle of pit road.
Okay,
which goes to the other end of Cup garage.
Cup garage is turn 4.
To the other garages.
Leads to the Xfinity side.
Yeah.
And then there's that one. There's that one in the middle. One in the middle. That's to go to Victory Lane and for pedestrians to walk in and out of pit road.
Yes.
Right? Justin Allgaier decided, hey.
Oh, no, there is a turnoff there, Doug. There is a turnoff to get into the Xfinity garage through that opening.
Yes, but this is a Cup race.
I know that.
It's a different day.
Yep.
So, yeah. So.
Well, he was still kind of new at the time. He was fairly new to him.
He had an issue. He makes the left into that there. Blows by the people that are there, man. The security guards that are checking coolers going in and off pit road are there, and it's like they just let him go by because apparently he thought there was a drive-through at the Bojangles by the media center.
Area.
There ain't, but he got the preferred parking because the entrance he wanted to go into the gate into the garage is one of those turnstile things for just one person to walk through. You ain't getting a car through there.
Yeah, he basically drove by the media center and then pulled into the patio
the Bojangles,
of the Bojangles.
Yeah.
Still not the worst turn off the track.
No. Because
he maintained the 4 tires on asphalt, Doug. He might have got lost on the Charlotte complex.
There's still that entrance farther down in turn 1. That's the safety car
after pit road.
Way after pit road.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, and if you manage, there happens to be the safety vehicles leave to go out on track in that turn 1 access area, don't pull an extra hard left where you basically have to turn almost all the way and do a 180 because they have the overlap of the barriers for safety, because it's not an entrance to the garage area or pit road, because you end up coming up into our campsite, Danica.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
At least you slowed down for me. She almost ran over both big toes.
So yeah. So back off of that rant.
Of her eyes, Doug. I saw the whites because the visor was up, and she went, "I am not supposed to be here." And I'm like, "No, you're not."
And the other thing is, if you're upset with Kyle's interview after, go away. Yes. I want my driver pissed off that he didn't win the race.
That's right. And also be pissed off because they're relying on playing The Sims for their setups. Hey, I was playing Daytona USA last night and I came up with a killer setup. Let's try it in our actual race car. No. You're relying
And
on
Marty,
racing for a car setup.
and Marty, if you're asking dumb questions, you're going to get an answer.
Yep. Now, are we talking Marty Snyder or Marty Smith? Because I heard both being asked.
Yeah.
Let's throw it down to Marty Smith. You mean Marty Snyder? and Kyle Busch's
Him too.
is like, what are you talking about? Where's Marty Smith? Do I have to interview with him too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the racing. We had some people with loose wheels. Your boy Martin seemed to rattle the right front apart, so they put a spacer on it, and then he rattled the right rear apart a bit. He was having some issues there. Harvick had issue. Harvick, he was trying to prove me wrong. Is what? Hey, Kevin, he must watch too because he got to be under his bonnet. He's like, hey, I can still wear in races. I'm like, sure you can, Kev. Sure you can. You're just today's Jimmy Johnson in the series. Past glory. So on to then all of a sudden, let me think. We had the Hendrick cars took each other out. For the most part.
Chase then hit the wall, took himself out.
He took down the wall pretty damn hard. Was that the one where you could see the skid marks right into turn one?
Yeah. Well, how about like going 3 wide, 4 wide a bunch of times as well too?
All right. One of the trickiest pit roads to enter. You know where I'm going with this.
Oh yeah.
Green flag pit stops were the rule of the day, Doug. Now remember, you can make up some time getting onto pit road. You know you've made up time getting onto pit road when you leave tire tracks coming off the racing surface that clearly I'm like, is Junior got the telestrator out? No, that's just Kyle Larson literally leaving his mark on the track because right, pit. And he just pure luck. Because I'm thinking, they got that solid line there. Like, doesn't that mean something? No, you just got to look for the virtual pylon. And he just scooted in under it. He actually had about 3 more feet, but I don't think he wanted to risk it. But
no,
man, that was a difference maker.
Then Denny trying to pass on the left. Who was that? There was the one slower car. I just forget who it was now. And then that guy decided, look, there's my box.
Not as bad as trying to pass Tommy Joe Martin in the Xfinity race, which 2 guys threaded the needle, and one guy, I'll go. No, I shouldn't have went left.
Yeah. Riley Herbst.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Poor bastard. Shades of Coda all over again.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, poor bastard.
But
yeah. I just thought of that, yeah. And variety of people up front. Kyle Larson, of course, he was running up front. Denny was up front.
And then that gets us to...
You know who actually was doing really well? Ross Chastain was up there the whole race.
Yes. And how about 50 to go? Truex finally gets that great stop out front. Bam. Pit road speeding. And he's like, you know what? He's like, I have the exact same amount of lights on. We're showing the same the whole race. So.
And I'm just gonna say I understand NASCAR wants to put on a show, okay? But guess what, NASCAR? It ain't your job to put on a show. That's your driver's job. I appreciate you try to get through cycles of pit stops, but when there's a big chunk of debris sitting on the front stretch, which was funny because Junior, being a friend of Martin's, you'll claim anything when you need to come into pit. It's raining and they're wrecking and there's oil and I'm pretty sure I saw the abominable snowman. No, that was Elena. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So and then finally, every time, if the camera doesn't show it, they'll continue until everybody cycles through, and then NBC's like, no, we're going to show that piece of debris on the front stretch, and then NASCAR's like, oh no, we got a whole bunch of the field trapped a lap down. So what? That's racing.
Oh yeah, because Truex was the lucky dog. He was like going to get that to get back up, and it's like
exactly with a loose wheel.
Yes. That's when you had that loose wheel. Yeah. And then they showed
the race strategy. If you don't call it correctly and you get caught a lap down, guess what? Fuck you. That's your problem.
Yeah.
I don't even
And
like
they
the Lucky Dog.
and they showed it
You
just
lose
in
a lap,
time
why?
for
'Cause you're not fucking fast enough.
they showed it just in time for Christopher Bell to snowplow that shit right off the track. Although he was the first one to hit it the first time.
Yeah. He was doing pretty good intermittently throughout the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that came down to we were coming down to the final. Well, we'll just go down to the final lap.
Oh, wow! Like even Truex as they started to catch up as well, but then he kind of fell back a bit. But just
yeah, same as Friesen. He was doing another Friesen.
Yeah,
fresh
and but
tires.
just the show that Larson and Hamlin put on, like wow.
Yeah, and then Larson took
Well, I
for the Carl Edwards book.
I'm watching. I'm going like, Denny, what the hell's going on? You're like all of a sudden you're like stopped. Like what the hell?
No, Larson just wasn't letting off.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it looked like Denny was like, I'm putting the brakes.
And it was funny too, like how many times during the race, Larson, I scrubbed the wall, and his crew chief's like, so?
Yeah.
Everyone else, we'll take a look at it, or next time, well, I hit the wall, so? Like, you're not slowing down. We don't care. Just keep going. So, yeah, as he said, I tried to video game it, and he just basically in 3 and 4 went flat out, which proved how uneven the safer barriers are because it was porpoising him in and out of the wall, and he's trying. And then Denny's like, what are you doing? And then I think Denny was looking in the mirror because he damn near stuffed it in the wall himself.
Well, I think, and they talked to Denny afterwards. He was like, what were you thinking? And he was like, I just had to drive because if he was going to win, he was going to have to go through me to pass me. But then they show that heart rate monitor they have on him, and he didn't freaking move it. Like he stayed at the 119 the whole he flatlined.
Yeah,
he flatlined through 3, 4, and to the checkered flag.
And it's interesting too because, like he said, he's been working with this app, this heart monitor app, for months now, and he's been consciously working on lowering his heart rate to make himself fresher at the end of the race. And we've seen 2 weeks in a row that the other two guys, which I'm going to say will be a comparison now because we've seen it 2 weeks in a row, of the rest of the field. The rest of the field's pulse is 40 beats a minute higher than his.
Oh, yeah, like Denny, like at times Denny was like 110. They showed Eric Almirola, he's like 152.
Yeah.
Like, dude, your heart rate isn't supposed to be as fast as you're going.
Yeah.
Exactly. It should not equal up to the speedometer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I remember when they used to do that with IndyCar drivers. I remember at Texas, they were doing 180, 190 pulses, and then the guys started blacking out, and they went, let's slow the cars down a little. So Denny Hamlin finally wins a race this year.
Only wins it when it's important.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, cool as a cucumber, wins the race. And so that locks him in for the next round. And so now it's on to Richmond and Bristol, a couple of short tracks. So we'll say let's get into. We'll do Jeremy's question. Do you have an early favorite for the title yet, Doug?
I've still kind of got. You can't. I think I'm not a full final lock. You will know who I will not taking coming up in the news.
Yes.
In a couple seconds.
We're getting that. Yeah. I'm going to say, as of right now, I'm still the same person I've been predicting for a month. I think it's Kyle Larson's championship to lose.
I think so, but now that Denny's got that win, I think he could be there. I'm still going to say Truex.
Can we get one of those heart rates on Larson?
Yeah,
I'm curious.
Yeah.
They're like, why is your pulse 80? He's like, I'm not running dirt.
Yeah, and then my other one is, now that you've pissed off Kyle Busch, don't count him out. So we'll segue that into the news coming out about an hour and a half ago. He's fined.
Let's get to the news.
He's fined $50,000 for his turn into pit road. No fine for the swearing on TV,
which used to be $50,000 and 50 points according to Junior, because he'd know.
Yeah.
And actually, it would probably be $100,000 and 100 points because Junior only said shit once.
Yeah.
Kyle said twice.
So
and Kyle enunciated it better too.
Yes. So Kyle Busch fined 50,000 points, no probation, nothing else.
Nope.
Just because it was Rule 12.5-2.3-5, I think.
Sure.
Something like that. So yeah. So then other news. To get the one thing, my lock for who won't be in the Final Four,
Yes.
Joey Logano will not make the Final Four.
Why is that?
Because he's only made the Final Four in even numbered years. The odd number years, he has not made the Final Four.
Okay. Well, that's
It's
not so
only
much
even.
news as a prediction, but sure.
But it's stats. It's what's going to happen.
Something. It's stats. This is not a baseball.
Hey, stats don't lie. Just like the stats from when someone loses a laptop, they do not win.
That's true.
News
that 2311 might be in fact going to 3 cars next year.
There's a rumor, 3 cars, and if anyone's seen back on Instagram, there was an actual maybe part owner showed himself with in a 2311 driver's suit, given that kind of thing, but that was only up there. It was only up for like 24 hours.
All right, and who was the person?
The part owner of 2311 Racing.
Who's the part owner?
Well, not the basketball player.
So Denny?
It could be.
Well, why didn't you just say Denny?
Could be, because we're not sure. It's
he's not allowed to say, but
there's rumors.
I'm going to say
rumors. It's not that I'm not allowed to say. It's just rumors are out there.
I don't think it's going to happen because they don't have somebody to take Denny's ride yet.
With all the stuff that's happened in the last week, just going to say out there off track.
Outside of racing, that most of that happened last year, and it's just now coming to the surface.
Yes. Yes. So there's that. Other news. I'm not sure why no one else picked up on it last week. Listening to an interview with Brad Keselowski, and he did with Killer B. Lang. TJ Majors will be spotting the 6 car next year, so he'll be moving from Penske over to Roush to spot the 6.
He needs to walk back and forth in that gap on pit road repeatedly throughout the race.
Yeah,
wearing black clothing at night.
Yes. So yeah, there's that. So there was that. There was the 2311 Racing. I had something else.
California.
LA Dreams.
Sure.
Next year, the Busch Clash, moving from Daytona to the LA Coliseum.
What?
It will be 2 weeks before the Daytona 500.
They're going to build a quarter-mile track?
They're putting the track LA Coliseum. You'll see the Busch Clash out there. Track. And they're not sure. They could be using this year's cars.
Might as well.
Just so that they can have cars ready. But yeah, so
still allowed to have people in it. Like that place was falling apart 20 years ago.
I'm not sure, but it reported in the
football teams would play there at the Coliseum.
Reported in the Athletic this week, and also talked about it a bunch yesterday on NASCAR radio. But there's not a lot of pickup with it. But look for the Busch Clash to move west to LA.
That's dumb.
Well, they're wanting
a lot of expense for a half-hour race.
I had thought at first, that they were going to hold off on the Busch Clash till the Daytona 500, then go west.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, they're going west, east, then back out again.
So is Daytona not going to be the first race of the season?
Never know.
Because, tradition. You used to open and close at Ontario every year.
Yeah. So it's, there's a lot to talk out there, and I'm going to say where there's smoke, there's usually fire.
Yep.
So look for the Busch Clash to possibly, more than likely, move to LA.
Which is weird, though, at the Coliseum, because they've never held a race there of note. Yeah, I'm sure there ran midgets there back in the day or something. There ran midgets everywhere back.
NASCAR wants to, I guess they want to get that the big city back into it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, considering, hey, we're headed to LA. No, you're headed to Fontana. That's 75 miles east of LA. And anybody that's driven around LA, you're like, oh, that's an hour and a half. No, it's 2.5, 3 hours to get that 75 miles east.
Yep.
So I don't like the idea. I think it's dumb.
Oh.
But
it's what they
well, unless they do something else around it, right?
Yeah. So that's
like,
that's
even
kind
if
of
you're
what
doing we're going to do a race at Fontana and the Busch Clash at the Coliseum. At least then you're only carting a bunch of cars 75 miles, which really just get what? Half a dozen actual car haulers and just throw all the cars. Hey, does not look great parading through with haulers with 10 cup cars per hauler.
Why not just the open haulers? That there are a bunch of
well, that's
new
what I'm saying. Like your standard
cars
up and down the highway
Yep.
delivering cars to dealerships. One of those.
Kind of like how the petty ride along, how they move their cars around.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That's all I've got for right now.
Okay. Here's for me. I am so excited to watch Richmond this weekend because, as I said to you off air, it seems like it's been 3 years since we've had a race at Richmond.
Yeah.
And
we get the return of Dale Jr. on Saturday night.
Driving or commentating?
It wouldn't be a return if he was just commentating.
It'd just be like he took last Saturday off.
Okay, yeah. He's driving.
Oh. Well, there we are.
It's his one drive. Race. It's the no, I didn't. But if you look at the Toronto Star, did you see the headline in the Toronto Star?
No.
Quebec driver wins Ontario race. Well, thank you very much for letting me know that.
Well, that narrows it down to about a third of the field.
Oh, exactly. Ended up being
have two initials as a first name.
Yes. No.
JP Milan.
No.
No.
The Steckley car.
What?
Steckley car.
Oh.
Cormorant. Cormorant.
Oh, Cormorant. Who does not drive for Rick Way Racing in the Penalty Series?
No. No.
Nope. Yeah, other than that,
your boy,
my boy,
finished third at the DuQuoin
Dirt Mile at the Chicago or the Illinois State Fairgrounds race, which is another Labor Day weekend classic for the ARCA series. A whopping 16 cars started the race, you said?
16 cars were supposed to start the race. We had one did not start. They ran 15. 5 were running at the end. And
you know what that means, Doug? If you're going to race in ARCA, bring the jumper cables along. You might just need them. Anybody got a boost?
Sorry, no, there was 6 cars running at the end, 4 on the lead lap.
Right. Quality.
15-year-old Landon Lewis, the winner.
Sure. Bet you his dad has money.
Yeah, Landon Lewis and 3 Toyotas at the front. Landon Lewis finished first. Ty Gibbs second. Ken Schrader in a Toyota finishing third.
In a Toyota? I think he's flirted with the Toyotas before.
And Andy Hillenberg run car.
Oh, so it's not even his own car?
No.
Interesting.
No.
Huh. What do we did with all of his asphalt stuff? Because I don't think he's really doing any asphalt stuff anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And he's moved shop now too. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was sponsored by the Cuttawa Fire Department.
That makes sense. Why not?
Yes.
Well, there we are. On that note, this has been NasCanucks presented by Vibraprint. I almost said Vistaprint. Nope.
Yeah, no.
That's another printing company. Don't use them. Use Vibraprint. And use coupon code Canuck. Save 10%. Why don't you? Till next time, he's Doug. I'm Ben. This has been NasCanucks presented by Vibraprint. Your NASCAR podcast with a Canadian spin.
See you, Marcus.